hard to figure out who I am in the story. But I just want to say I'm very blessed to have Karen in my life. She's helped me so much through so many different things. And I started to see Karen about 10 years ago, maybe a little longer.
Yeah, you were only 17.
No, I was 20.
17?
No.
Yes.
No, because I graduated high school at like 19.
My notes say 17. Well, okay, go ahead.
Anyways, it was a long time ago. And I heard about her through a friend. I went to other psychics who were garbage, and I knew that there was real ones out there. And this one girl told me her story, how she described her soulmate by a pool, and he was going to have long hair. Long story short, the girl met her husband, same name, same description. And I said, oh my God, are you serious? She said, yeah. So I said, well, what's her number? So she gave me her number. I called her. I went down there. And I was in a bad relationship at the time. And she explained to me that she sees my soulmate, but she don't see this shadow coming until when I'm a little bit older. And she said that I was going to have 2 children, but they were going to be, one was with the person I was with, and the other one was going to be with my soulmate. And I said, well, what does he look like? When am I going to meet him? And she goes, I can't see his face, but he's got dark hair. I don't see a face. And she goes, but I'm seeing a tattoo. She goes, it's weird. It's not a bird or an angel, but it has wings. So I said, okay, that helps. So anyways, over the years I've been coming to her because things from my first reading, within 3 hours of leaving her house, things have showed itself. Exactly what she explained to me. So I was completely taken away, like, wow, she's the real deal. And I've been going to her for a couple of years. So finally, I was completely done in my bad relationship, which she told me. She said, you are never going to want to be with this person. You're going to mature. You're going to see what I've been trying to tell you all these years. And she was 100% right. I was like, you're definitely right. And so after I went for a reading, a couple of months went by, and all the years that I've known Karen, I've met Bianca, I've met Sean, I've met Jay, but I never met Frank. Never even saw a picture of him.
She'd be having a reading, and Frank would walk right by her.
Yeah.
And, you know, they'd be just walking by each other.
Never even saw him or nothing. Not even on pictures on the wall, like paid attention. It was meant for me not to see him. And so I guess I get a phone call from Karen. I guess Frank was single at the time, and he had asked his mom, you know, don't you have any nice single clients that you know, because he knows mom knows best. And Sean over here had said, what about your client Kelly? So Karen was like, yeah, Kelly's single.
Actually, Sean was going up the stairs, and he saw her leaving, and he said, who's that? And I said, that's Kelly. And he said, Mom, you should hook her up with Frank. He said, as he said, she looks good. That's what he said.
So she calls me and she says, listen, she goes, from our last reading, I explained to you that you were going to have acquaintances first before you meet your soulmate or your shadow. And I had acquaintances after my past relationship. So she said, you know, my son Frank is single and he was interested and wanted to know a nice young lady. Would you be interested in meeting him? So I said, sure, you know, I trust Karen 100%. So I said, could this be my soulmate? She goes, well, I can't say that, but I can say you need to meet acquaintances first. You might need to meet my son as an acquaintance before you meet your soulmate. So I said, okay. So I had no idea what Frank looked like. He had no idea what I looked like. So we're going back and forth. Well, long story short, we met the first night and fell in love. We were together ever since. And yeah,
crying here between these
we had
stories.
so much in common. We were like two little. Our first date was cute. He worked till 10 o'clock, and I had a little one. So we had to like arrange time. She was with my parents for the night, and I had to went to his house after work. It was too late to go to dinner or to a movie or something. So we ordered pizza, and my favorite card game was Rummy 500. And I guess his was too. So he was like, all right, we'll order pizza and we'll play a game of cards. And ever since then, we were playing Rummy 500. We were playing slapjack, memory game, goldfish. We were like two little kids, and we had the best time and so much in common. And when I came back to Karen, when she read me, she was crying. She was like, I can't believe this. She goes, I was describing my son to you this whole time, and because she blocked her family, she said she couldn't see his face. And the crazy thing about it is that the tattoo that she described to me years ago, he didn't even have until a little before I met him. So she saw a tattoo on her own son before he even had it.
I was talking about my own son, but I blocked my family because I don't want to see the bad that is coming to my family, or death, or anything like that. So I blocked it. You understand what I'm saying? But then when she came to me, then I was like, oh my God, this is my son that I was talking about.
Because everybody
This is my
else
son.
that would come to her, she could describe them to a
you
T.
can't see your family.
And she said, for whatever reason, I can't see his face. Probably because it's going to come down the road. But she saw a tattoo, and years ago, 11 years ago, he didn't have that tattoo. So she saw the tattoo, and she said that you two are soulmates. She goes, I can't believe it. And in her book, she said that this is why my situation, she doesn't block her family.
Absolutely. Since